appreciate the life you have right now. Appreciate the fact that you can wake up, that you have working ears, you have working eyes, you can speak and you can walk and you can go and do things in your life. I mean, it's one thing for someone to be born with an illness and to have known it their whole life, and it's another for someone to have been born completely fine with working senses and everything, and all of a sudden have something like cancer go in and change their whole life. I didn't really do an intro, so here it is. I was late this morning to clinicals, and was I kicked out? Let's find out! And also I'll give you a little explanation of what went down at Adult Health Medical Surgical Clinicals today. So keep on watching if you want to hear what happened. Okay, I only have 5% on this camera, so let's see how much I can tell you about my story for today. I had Adult Health Clinicals this morning, or also known as Medical Surgical. I had my alarm set at 4:30, which was an hour before I needed to leave my house to make it on time to the hospital. I snoozed twice. That's the very first mistake right there. Do not snooze, guys. Just get up. So I didn't, and then I ended up falling asleep. I had a little dream, and then by the end of it I was like, seems like I need to get up by now. And I checked my phone. It was already 6 a.m. Literally 6 a.m. on the dot. So first thing I did was text my clinical instructor. Apologies, I slept through my alarm. I was being late, and if it's okay if I could still go to clinical. She said yeah, so I just got quickly ready. I just bare minimum to wash my face and grab some food to eat on the go and to have at least a snack for lunch. I had a little fiasco trying to find my phone because I unconsciously threw it in my bag after texting my instructor, and usually I don't bring my backpack because it's just clinical, so I just bring my binder. So I made it by 6:35, and luckily usually we meet at 6 just to eat breakfast together. It's not like we're not on the floor yet, so I was still able to make it for my nurse's handoff. Everything went good from there. Okay, so guys, it's not good to be late to clinical, but luckily my clinical instructor was the time we had planned to meet every week. That's just the time for us to really eat breakfast, meet and make it on time, and luckily that's the only time I really missed, and I still made it on the floor. And luckily she's not very, I mean, she is strict, but she understood. It happens, you know. But don't let it happen. Don't snooze, guys. It really wouldn't have been an issue for me to get up had I just slept a good regular 8 hours beforehand, so I need to plan ahead and sleep earlier. But yeah, so being late to clinicals, it happens to everyone, I feel like, at least once. If not, then good for you. That was my clinical. And let me tell you a little bit about what went on in adult health. So my nurse today only had 2 patients, but one of them was definitely almost not total care, but a lot more work. I can't go into depth obviously for HIPAA reasons, but let me just say it's just, I mean, you get different kinds of patients, some who have, I guess, some minor illnesses. I mean, depending what floor you're going to, and some, well, majority of people in the hospital have really major issues that need to be fixed. And for this patient, just in general, it's crazy. Okay, all I'm trying to say is appreciate the life you have right now. Appreciate the fact that you can wake up, that you have working ears, you have working eyes, you can speak and you can walk and you can go and do things in your life. It's crazy to think that, I mean, it's one thing for someone to be born with an illness and to have known it their whole life, and it's another for someone to have been born completely fine with working senses and everything, and all of a sudden have something like cancer go in and change their whole life to where they're now bedridden and do not have all their senses intact. It's just really sad to see, and it's definitely, that's something that could really it really changes your whole mental state. I mean, not just, you know, not only is your physical health impaired, so is your mental health. Not to be able to do the things you were able to do is freaking crazy. And not to know whether or not you'll be able to even get back to the state you were at, it's really disheartening. I mean, as nurses, we can only do so much, and the best thing you do is just to treat your patients with care and kindness, and just to do your best. So that's my little spiel about today's medical surgical clinical. It got a little sad, a little deep, not really, but just that's all I have to say. Okay, see you guys in the next video. Hopefully I can actually do a day in my life. Oh, actually, let's end on a positive note. So let me just go back to my little story about being late. So when I was late, I was only able to eat a banana while I was driving for breakfast. For lunch, I just grabbed like a roll of Ritz crackers, which is not the healthiest, but I love the texture on those things, and you know, it'll keep me full for lunch at least. So I wasn't really looking forward to lunch, but luckily someone on the unit, 2 people on the unit actually, they were celebrating their birthdays, and it was actually the nurse I was shadowing, her birthday. So everyone brought food for a potluck, So I was freaking saved by the bell. Thank Jesus. I think he knew I was just gonna be late today, and everything worked out against prayers. I don't know. Whenever I pray, everything seems to go well. Thank you, Lord. But yeah, everything worked out, and even when I was driving over, I wasn't sure if I'd get the closer parking spots, and I was able to literally get this one. There's this one strip of parking spots that's right next to the nursing building, which is right across the hospital, and there's one open spot just for me, and I literally parked perfectly, parallel parking. Like, it was a good morning despite the fact that I was late. Everything else was going well, and yeah, I just wish I was more awake during clinical. I feel like I was a little slow to responding to things. Yeah, but you know, I'll get to being a more decent nurse eventually. So yeah, I just wanted to end it on a better note and saying things will work out, hopefully. And yeah, okay. See you guys in the next vlog. Hope you enjoyed my little story time. Bye.